Hello, everyone. So, welcome to today's session, which is on the 30 seconds approaches to Quants. This session is brought to you by me, Nilanjan Dutta, a CAT 100 percentiler, one of the topmost educators on an academy and an academy plus for a CAT and MBA exam segment. At the start of the session, since I would request all of you, since this is a free session, please take out a minute's time to share the session link with all your friends and fellow CAT and MBA exam aspirants in various CAT preparation groups and forums so that everybody can be a part of this free session and can benefit. The more the attendance, the more number of students will be benefited. So please take out a minute's time to share the session link with all your friends and fellow CAT MBA aspirants in various Facebook and WhatsApp CAT preparation groups. This is a brief about myself, and I want to take this opportunity to inform all of you about the Ultimate Score Booster in Academy Plus course in the last 7 days, that is the last week to CAT 2019. So what we are doing is we are ensuring that you have adequate practice courses for CAT 2019 in the last 1 week, where a variety of these quick, easy approaches are being taught and emphasized upon a lot. The link has been shared in the chat window on the right hand side. So that is for the DILR session, which is scheduled tomorrow, Tuesday at 10 p.m. We have the next session. So do make sure all of you are attending that session live tomorrow, Tuesday at 10 p.m. It's available as part of the Academy Plus subscription. You can use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing to be a part of the live session on DILR, where we'll be ensuring that you're getting a good enough score boost to your Academy Plus course. So as you'll know, I'm a CAT as well as a DILR 100 percentiler, and in that course we'll be stressing on how to solve more questions and sets in less time, including option-based solving and smart guessing approaches. Similarly, we have the Quants live classes as well, which are happening in parallel, and the link for the same has also been shared in the chat window on the right hand side. So make sure you're enrolling in that as soon as possible so you can attend all these sessions live. So how do you attend them? To attend them, you need to be subscribed to an Academy Plus. You have the following subscription options that are available. That is the 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, and 12-month subscription. Given that most of you are preparing for CAT, plus the OMETs like XAT and so on, where we'll have the decision-making course, the most recommended option for CAT 19 would be either the 3 months or the 6 months, which will cover you till the GDPI season. In case you're a CAT 20 aspirant, you can go for a 12-month, which is the most recommended, as well as the cheapest subscription plan. Note, it doesn't matter whether you go for 1 month, 3 month, 12 month, or 6 month. Irrespective of that, you can use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing and get the best possible discounts on an Academy Plus. So you choose your subscription plan. Here in the referral code section, you type in Nilanjan Dutta, click on apply, and you will be all good to go. Do not forget there's no space here in Nilanjan Dutta in the discount code. So now let's get started with the first question for today's session. So in every question, I request all of you to take 2 minutes to try and solve it before I show you the most appropriate 30 seconds approach to solving each of these questions. Some of the questions might seem to be lengthy and difficult, but remember, there is some way you could have solved it without putting in too much of an effort. So the first question, anybody? How do we solve this? You can use the chat window to put in your answers. So Divankar is saying 1 by 28. What about the others? So if all the permutations of the word advanced are taken, what are the likelihood that both the A's come in between both the D's? So how can we do this in 30 seconds? How many of you feel this question is lengthy? Those of you, how many of you feel this question is lengthy? So let us look at what are the shortest possible way to approach this question. The question is saying the likelihood that both the A's come in between both the D's. If you look at the total number of alphabets, it might seem like there are 8 alphabets here, but what matters is not the 8 alphabets, but only the relative positioning of the A's and the D's. So how many ways can I arrange 2 A's and 2 D's? How many ways can I arrange 2 A's and 2 D's? I can arrange it. Divankar is absolutely right. I can arrange them in 6 ways. AADD, ADAD, ADDA, then comes DADA, DDAA, and DAAD. So these are the 6 ways in which you can arrange the A's and the D's. So your denominator shall be 6. Your numerator shall be those cases where both the A's come in between both the D's. In which cases are both the A's coming in between both the D's? In which case is both the A's coming in between both the D's? That is only in the last case are we seeing both the A's coming in between both the D's, which means your favorable case is 1. So your answer is 1 by 6. So in fact, you need not do anything else in this question. Simply mark the answer as 1 by 6. The total number of permutations of the other alphabets are irrelevant as far as the question is concerned, because all that matters is the relative positioning of the A's and the D's. Is it clear, everybody, why the answer is 1 by 6? So again, do not get perturbed by looking at a question and thinking that it's a huge question. In fact, it doesn't even matter how many alphabets are there in this word. All that matters is A's and D's can be arranged in 6 ways. Others in only 1 way are both the A's between the D's. So the answer is 1 by 6. Let's move on to the second question in today's session. So again, try and solve this in 30 seconds. Believe me, this answer is a very complicated question, but it can be answered in 30 seconds. The poll is made active. So I'm getting all sets of options. Some saying A, B, C, D. So if we look at the question, there are 40 items. The total cost is 2480, which means the cost of each item is rupees 62, which is a multiple of 31. And as you know, 31 is a prime factor. What is profit? Profit is nothing but percentage profit into your cost price. So your cost price is a multiple of 31, then your profit will also be a multiple of 31. So all you need to do is look at the options and see which of the options is a multiple of 31. Which option is the multiple of 31? 961 is equal to 31 square, which means the answer is option C, 961. You need not do any solving in the set. The moment you saw 2480, the multiple of 31, 31 is the prime factor, automatically you're going to mark the answer as option C without any solving being required. So again, all it takes is marking the answer immediately on seeing the question. Is this clear how we got this 30 seconds approach? He had the prime factor been, let's say 17, then the answer would have been a multiple of 17. Had it been some other prime number like multiple of 19, the answer would have been a multiple of 19, and so on. Because remember, 31 into any number will also give you a multiple of 31. Next question. Again, each of these questions can be done in 30 seconds. It's all about knowing the right techniques, which is why you need to be subscribed to an Academy Plus and make sure that you're attending the session on Tuesday at 10 p.m. for DILR and Wednesday at 10 p.m. again for Quants. In case you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you're subscribing for either the 1, 3, 6 or the 12-month subscription. The longer the better and the cheaper as well on a monthly basis using the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. The poll is active, so you can use the poll to provide your answers. Again, the problem is I'm getting all 4 different answers from everybody. So how do you solve it in 30 seconds and still get the questions answered correctly? So how do we do this? Any question where they are saying last two digits, so you only take the last two digits of the base. Also, for the power, what you do is you divide the power by 20 and you look at the remainder. So when I divide 364 by 20, the remainder is 4. So effectively, the answer will be the last two digits of 26 to the power of 4. So now you can use your calculator to do 26 into 26 into 26 into 26, which will give you the last two digits as 76, which means the answer is option C, that is 76. So all you do is, Dibankar, just do it. Right now, there's no more time to think about why. Just do it. It'll work in every question. Two digits, three digits will work in every question. Just do it. Right now, for CAT-19, don't think about why. It will happen in every question. Two digit, three digit, one digit, doesn't matter. It will always work. So all you do is 26 to the power of 4, and that is equal to 76, which means the answer is 76. So basically, any question, any power, you can find it out using this approach. So the question will, it becomes that much simple. Next question. So this is a pretty lengthy question. So there are four bowlers: Bhuvi, Bumrah, Chahal, and Kuldeep. So they bowled overs in the ratio 7 is to 5 is to 4 is to 6. Bhuvi was successful in 23% overs, Bumrah in 31% overs, Chahal in 19% overs, Kuldeep in 27% overs. If any one of the successful overs is being analyzed, what is the approximate probability that the over was bowled by Bumrah? So anybody answers, the poll is active. Again, I'm getting all four different answers. So everybody has a particular success rate, that is 23%, 31%, 9%, 27%, and also a ratio of overs bowled. So what do? Simply, you take Bhuvi's weight is 7, success is 23, so that is 23 into 7, which is 161. Similarly, for Bumrah, the weight is 5, this is 31, so that is 31 into 5, which is 155. Similarly, for Chahal, it is weight is 4, success is 19, so it is 19 into 4, which is 76. For Kuldeep, the weight is 6, success is 27, so that is 27 into 6, which is 162. So what is the sum? The sum comes out to be 554. So the answer will be, denominator is 554. The numerator is Bumrah, which is 155. So 155 divided by 554 gives you the answer as 0.28. So again, that is all you need to do in this question. 7 into 23, 5 into 31, 4 into 19, 6 into 27. Get the values, add them. That's the denominator. The numerator is Bumrah's value, which is 155. In fact, even if you saw these values, you can approximately see that all these three are roughly equal. This is slightly less, which means the answer will be slightly more than 1/4. That is slightly more than 0.25, which is 0.28. So you would have not even needed to maybe add all this up and compute this ratio, but still it's a good habit to do that and be sure on the right answer, because still it won't take more than 30 seconds. So is this clear to everybody? How we got 0.28? Again, this approach will work in every such question on probability. Just takes the weights, multiply them by the ratio of the successes, get the totals, add them up, that's the denominator, get the favorable condition, that is Bumrah, as your numerator. Next question. The pole is active. As usual, I'm ending up getting 4 different answers. So one of the biggest mistakes that people tend to do is they try to apply the formula for sum of an increasing arithmetic progression, which is as follows: n by 2 into the first term plus last term, or it can be written as 2a plus n minus 1 into d into n by 2. And that is where they tend to get stuck in the question by putting in values of 3n, 2n, and n respectively. The 30-second approach is simply take n as equal to 2. Take n as equal to 2, a sample value of n, such that the series of 6 numbers comprises as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is an increasing arithmetic progression. So the S6 is equal to 21. The sum of the first 6 numbers, that is S6, is equal to 21. The sum of the first 4 numbers, that is S2n, is equal to S4, which is equal to the sum of 1, 2, 3, and 4, which adds up to give 10. Similarly, Sn, which is equal to S2, is equal to 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3. So effectively, this expression boils down to 21 divided by S2n is 10 minus of Sn, which is 3. So the answer comes out to be 21 by 7, which is equal to 3. Hence the answer is option B, that is 3. Note, had you taken any other increasing arithmetic progression also, you'd have ended up with the same answer, that is 3. So it doesn't matter what number progression you take, just take a simple, easy to observe arithmetic progression, put the numbers, and just add 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or 6 numbers, and you can mark this answer in 30 seconds. In fact, most of the questions on theories and progressions can be easily solved by just putting in a few values here and there. Is this clear to everybody? How we got option B, that is 3? Do make sure all of you are attending all the Quants live classes, including the Quants Score Booster and Academy Plus course. So the Quants Score Booster workshops are going on in parallel. The next workshop is on Wednesday at 10 p.m. The link for the same has been shared in the chat window on the right hand side. So do make sure all of you are attending the session live. It's in the pin section as well as the chat window. Do make sure all of you are attending live, because we'll be discussing a variety of more such questions across the spectrum of quants in this Quants Course, the workshop. So do make sure all of you are attending live. To attend it, you can use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing to an Academy Plus. One subscription will give you unlimited access to all the courses, including the DLR live classes, as well as I've also shared the link in the chat window. Here we'll be teaching you how to solve more questions in less time in quants. So what are the subscription options? These are subscription options. The most recommended is the 12-month and the cheapest as well on a per monthly basis, followed by a 6-month subscription. This is for CAT 20 aspirants. This is for CAT 19 aspirants to be covered until the GDPI season. So this ensures that you're there with some companion of yours until they're ending up at a B school. At least make sure going for a 3 month if you cannot afford a 6 month, because this will at least ensure you're covered for CAT plus the all important upcoming XAT course, where I'll be taking the decision making section as well, along with the GDPI courses later on. It doesn't matter which plan you go for. With respect to one you go for, you can further get it at a cheaper price using a discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. Next question. Again, this can be solved within 30 seconds. So here you need to find out which value of P does not hold, such that the count of consonants is the same as the number of vowels in most of them, except for a particular option. You need to identify for what value of P will this count not be holding, that the number of consonants is the same as the number of vowels. Answers. So if you look here, every odd numbered position alphabet is a vowel. In the word academic, every odd number position alphabet is a vowel. So if you continue writing academic, academic, and so on, every odd numbered is a vowel, whereas every even numbered is a consonant. So every odd is a vowel, every even numbered alphabet is your consonant. So the question is saying which of the following values do not hold for P? So if you look here at options, you've got 3 even options and 1 odd option. What does it mean? Even options, what it'll do is it'll have an equal. So in case you have, for example, 20 characters, you'll have 10 odd and 10 even, which means the count of vowel and odd will be the same. But the moment you have an odd number, like let's say 21, you'll have 11 odd and 10 even, which means a misbalance in the number of vowels and consonants. Hence, the answer is option A, that is 345. Incidentally, the good thing about this question is that it doesn't matter what is the word being spoken about. Any point of time, if you have an odd number, you can never break it into 2 equal halves. So it doesn't matter what this word was. The fact that it's an odd number itself means you cannot break it into 2 equal halves where you have only a choice of breaking it into either 2 groups, that is consonants or vowels. So the moment you look at a question, you could have marked the answer as option A without trying to solve anything. You don't even have needed to look at this word to answer. The answer will be option A, 345. Next question. So you're talking about the smallest such 5-digit number. When that is divided by 11, then what is the remainder? So how do we get the smallest such 5-digit number? What is the remainder when divided by 11? The poll is active. So this is a question which doesn't even take 30 seconds to mark. All it takes is 5 seconds to mark the answer. Why? Because it says when a number is divided by 11, the remainder is 6. The question explicitly says when the number is divided by 11, the remainder is 6, which means the pattern is 11k plus 6, which means when you divide by 11, the number will give a remainder of 6. So the answer is option C. So you need not have solved anything in this question. You just straightforward mark the answer as option C, that is 6. So be alert for all such clues that are available in the question. For example, if a direct one, you need not even have calculated what is the 5-digit number that is being talked about. That is nothing is necessary. Simply the fact that when divided by 11 and give the remainder of 6 means you could have marked the answer as option C, that is 6. So is this approach clear to everybody? How we did it in 5 seconds? Remember, more such approaches are being shared in Unacademy Plus live classes, both for DILR as well as Quants. So DILR is tomorrow, Tuesday at 10 p.m. Quants is Wednesday at 10 p.m. Do make sure all of you attending each of these sessions live. In case you're not subscribed, you can use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. But subscribe before tomorrow, 10 p.m. We have the DLR live classes. Jyoti, the question says, a number when divided by 11 leaves the remainder of 6. After that, what happens on dividing by 14, 9 doesn't matter. The fact that when you divide it by 11, it leaves the remainder of 6, that itself means that when I divide by 11, the remainder of 6. What happens in the successive divisions, it doesn't matter. Hence, the answer is option C, that is 6. Next one. So this is another very difficult question and a lengthy question as well. So do make sure all of you attending the Quant Score Booster workshops to give your Quant scores the plus 2025 marks boost. It has been shared. The link has been shared in the chat window on the right hand side. So do make sure if you're enrolling and enroll before tomorrow, that is Tuesday, 10 p.m. Even in the last 7 days, you can pick up a lot of tricks on Quants and DIR because I'm personally taking these sessions. So go for a 3-month or 6-month subscription in case you're a CAT 19 aspirant. In case you're a CAT 20 aspirant, go for a 12-month subscription. Worst case scenario, at least go for a 1-month subscription. You don't have any regrets this Sunday. So again, in any function, all you need to do is look at the trends. F1 is 10, F2 is 49, F3 is 142, F4 is 313, F5 is 586. Can anybody tell me, is the function an increasing function or is it a decreasing function? Anybody? Is it an increasing function or decreasing function? It obviously is an increasing function because all the values are going up, which means the answer will be greater than 586. So eliminate options A and B. Next, if you look at the function, the rate at which the function is increasing, here it increased by 4.9 times. Here it increased by roughly 3 times. Here it increased by roughly 2.5 times. Here from 313 to 586, it increased, but it increased by less than 2 times, which means F6 will definitely be more than 586, but it will be less than 586 into 2. So it will be less than 1200, which means out of these two options, option C is much more likely, which means mark the answer as option C and leave. That is, the answer will be 1105. So again, observe the trends in the values and mark answers. Next one, there's a geometry question. Answers. So again, I'm getting all 4 answers. So the easiest way would be the approximation technique. So that is you create the circle, invert the circle like this, so that basically the circle is now here. This is the center of the circle, and you have this portion which is unshaded. The rest of the circle is shaded. If I flip the circle in this fashion, that is two half semicircles together, then I get only this portion which is unshaded. The rest of the circle is shaded. AB is 9 centimeters, which means AO is 3, OP is 3, PB is 3 centimeters, which means the radius of the circle is 3. So what is the area? The area of the circle is pi r square, which is equal to 9 pi, but that is the area of the entire square. Out of that, if you look here, this portion is basically half of the square, and this portion is definitely more than 3/4 of the square, because this portion is wider than this portion. So the answer will be greater than 3/4 of the area of the square, which means the answer will be greater than 7 pi. The total area is 9 pi. Just this portion is 4.5 pi. So this portion added to 4.5 pi will be greater than 7 pi. So this area is less than this area. So the answer is greater than 7 pi. Now look at the options. Which of the options are greater than 7 pi? Option C is saying 6 pi minus something. Option D is saying 4 pi minus something. So I'm left with two options here. So I calculate the two options. The first option is greater than 7 pi. The second option is less than 7 pi, which means the answer is option A, that is 3 into 2 pi plus 3 root 3 by 4. In fact, in most of the geometry questions, you need not even need any kind of geometry or theorem rules. All you need to do is approximation technique and mark the answer in 30 seconds and leave. Hence the answer is option A, because only option A is greater than 7 pi. Option B is less than 7 pi. Next one. This is a pretty lengthy question. Again, this question might seem to be very lengthy, but it can be answered using only a 30-second approach. So P bought 5 toys. P bought 5 toys, and the ratio, the profit, the P, Q, and R are being considered. So the profit is going to be a multiple of the number of toys you purchase. So for P, the ratio will be a multiple of 5. So I look at the first set of numbers. Can anybody tell me which of the options is a multiple of 5? That is 235. Also, if you look at the other two, they are 5, 12, and 13, form a Pythagorean triplet, and 182 is incidentally a multiple of 13. So that itself tells you that the answer is option C. It doesn't matter what was the markup, it doesn't matter what is the discount scheme, nothing matters in the set, including the cost price, nothing matters. All that matters is the ratio of the items. So the answers would have been one option which had multiple of 5 here, multiple of 13 here. That are the prime factors remaining intact. And that is why the answer is option C. This is the last question for today's session. If n, o, and p are all natural numbers such that this expression is holding as n plus o minus p into n plus p minus o into o plus p minus n equal to 143, what are the product of n, o, and p? Do make sure all of you attending the session on Tuesday for DLR at 10 p.m. and on Wednesday for Quants at 10 p.m. On Thursday, we have a CAT strategy session again at 10 p.m. So do make sure all of you are attending each of these live classes. Thursday session might be at 10:30 as well instead of 10. So make sure all of you are attending each of these sessions live on An Academy Plus. Use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing to An Academy Plus. There's no space on Dutta. And make sure you subscribe immediately, irrespective of which plan you go for 1 month, 3 months, 6 month, or 12 month subscription. The discount code of plan will give you the cheapest price, but make sure it's preferable for you to go, and the cheaper one for you to go for the 6 or the 12-month subscription monthly basis. The poll is active. Again, all 4 answers are coming up. So how do you solve this is by getting the factors of 143 that can be broken into three segments. So one of the easy ways is 1, 11, and 13. But this is where people tend to make a mistake. There is not just one way of breaking 143. There's a second way which goes as follows: 1, 1, and 143. So in both the cases, I'll get different values of N, O, and P. And since there are two cases with two different values of N, O, and P, I'll be getting two possible answers, which means the correct answer to this question will be option D, cannot be determined. You need not even try solving this question. The moment you saw 143 can be represented in two different product forms, you should have marked the answer as option D. No need to calculate the actual values of N, O, and P and waste your time. So the answer to this question is option D, cannot be determined. So on that note, gentle reminder, the Quants Co-Booster workshop, the next one is scheduled on Wednesday at 10 p.m. The link has been shared in the chat window on the right-hand side. Do make sure all of you are clicking on it and enrolling immediately, because not only do we have the Quants Co-Booster workshop, we have the DLR practice course from tomorrow, Tuesday at 10 p.m. Classes as part of the 90 Plus subscription will go on until the 23rd November for the practice courses, various practice courses. So make sure all of you are attending each and every session as part of these courses live, and you're appreciating and understanding these 30-second approaches to quants and DLR. To be a part of these classes, you need to be subscribed to Unacademy Plus. Use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. So these are your subscription options: 1 month, 3 month, 12 month, and 6 month. 12 month is the most recommended and the cheapest and most ideal for CAT 20 aspirants. For CAT 19 people, the 6 months will take care of you till the GDPR season, so you can avail that. Or the 3-month subscription will take care of you for CAT, IFT, OMETS, SNAP, and ZAD, where I'll be taking the ZAD decision-making course. In case you cannot afford that as well, at least go to 1 month subscription. So in the next 1 week, you can master and you can sharpen your preparations and your scores by an extra few marks. With respect to which one you go for, you'll get it at an even cheaper price. Use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. Remember, there's no space for Nilanjan and Dutta when you subscribe. But subscribe before tomorrow, Tuesday at 10 p.m. So hope to see all of you in the Tuesday session at 10 p.m. live on Unacademy Plus. On that note, thank you everybody and happy learning.